good morning, good evening, wherever you may be watching from. Uh, uh, Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday or Wisdom Wednesday, and I'm trying to go live on two different platforms. My name is Everett Edwards. This is my StreamYard and TikTok. Welcome to all those who will join me. And today we're normally on a Wednesday. I do breaking free with digital online business with my coach, but the possibility did not exist for our availability today. And so today I'm just going to go over last week's last week's topic our episode that we covered, and it's the whole idea of scarcity mindset, breaking free from scarcity mindset. And it was really an eye opener for me to be a part of that episode as well, because many of us we struggle with the scarcity mindset, and I'll tell you what it is, and I'll tell you examples of it. I'll tell you how you can break free from it, um, and then we can move from there. So the idea is that many of us are not even aware that we have a scarcity mindset, and what it does, it locks us into a position where we get left by the wayside because we don't even understand that we do have that scarcity mindset. So I'm going to break it down. So I'm going to look at what is scarcity mindset, um, examples of scarcity mindset, and how we can break through. The last thing I'm going to do is how we can break through from scarcity mindset. So the first thing is to understand what is scarcity mindset. And scarcity mindset is when you live with the belief that there is never enough, whether it's money, whether it's time, whether it's opportunities or resources. It keeps you in fear, in comparison and limitation. So instead of seeing possibilities, you're always worried about lack. So let's look at an example that you want to go into a business. And if you do have a scarcity mindset, what's going to happen is that for that particular business, you're thinking that there is never enough money, there is never enough time, there is never enough opportunities, and there's never enough resources. For this business, we invite people to come on board. And one of their first concern is, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough opportunity. In comparison to other people, I cannot do it. And this is the classic scarcity mindset. It's when you believe that there is never enough. So whether it's money, time, opportunities, or resources. And the problem is with scarcity mindset, it keeps you in fear. It keeps you comparing yourself with others. It keeps you in limitation. And instead of seeing possibilities, you are always worried about lack. I want to welcome those who have joined me also on TikTok as well. So with this scarcity mindset, the thing is, first of all, you don't even understand that you are having a scarcity mindset. So you put yourself in a position where you are locked in fear, you are limited, and you, instead of seeing possibilities, you're always worried about lack. You're always worried about not having enough. And the problem is it limits your potential. And today I'm going to try and break you out of it. So the next thing I'm going to try is, how can we break free from the scarcity mindset? So let's look at some examples of scarcity mindset. Example of scarcity mindset in our lives is money. First of all, number one is money. Saying I can't afford this instead of saying how can I afford this. So you see the difference is that one says I cannot afford it, and the other one says how can I afford it. And for this business, digital online business, what happens is that many people, one of their first um, position is that I cannot afford this. I don't have enough money. Instead of asking, how can I afford this? How can I afford to start this venture? Number two is time. Time, many of us always say, I'm too busy. I never have time. And instead of trying to manage our priorities, we always come to the conclusion that we don't have time. And the thing is, all of us were given 24 hours a day. We sleep probably for 8 hours. So 8 from 24, you still have some hours in which to work. You probably work for another 8 hours. So that's 16 hours that is out of your day. You're now left with another 8 hours. What do you do with that 8 hours? Can you prioritize your time so that you be able to have at least another hour to make something of yourself, to do a project, to start something new, to start a new business, to start a new venture? Can you allow yourself to prioritize the rest of that 8 hours to do so? All right, you might say, oh, but I need to take time to spend with my family. Well, take four from that. You still have left 4 hours in which you can now venture on a new business idea, venture on a new project, venture on taking on something new. So instead of saying, I don't have the time, I'm too busy, prioritize or manage your priorities. Itemize what you have to do for the day. Start your day a bit earlier. Um, in our business, we do what we call a savers, where we do silence, we do affirmations, we do visualizations, we do exercise, we do reading, and then scribing. So we take the time, and it doesn't have to be long. It can be 15 minutes of your day just to put your day in perspective so that you're not running from one thing to the other, saying again that you don't have time. The third one is opportunities. We always think that someone else are successful because they're lucky and not you. That's what scarcity mindset tells you, that they are lucky, you are not. So you're not going to have the opportunity of getting that job, getting that business, starting that new project because I am not as lucky as the person. And the thing that is telling you that is your scarcity mindset. The third thing is, or the fourth thing, because we did opportunities, is relationship. Relationship. Holding on to toxic people because you believe better doesn't exist. So many of us, we hold on to our friends who are toxic for us because they don't encourage us, they don't give us any push to continue to do our jobs, our businesses, our projects. They don't give us any extra push. They're just there being negative every day, telling you that you cannot do it. And the scarcity mindset holds you in that relationship because you think that there is no better, um, there are no better persons or relationship that you can have to push you in the direction that you want to go. And we are locked into that scarcity mindset, creating fear and limitation and us comparing ourselves. So, but today I want to help you to break free from this scarcity mindset. So, where does the scarcity mindset come from? So, there are three possibilities that we're going to look at to see where the scarcity mindset come from. So, number one, the scarcity mindset can be from your upbringing, meaning you grew up in an environment where money, love, and resources were limited. And because money, love, and resources were limited, you end up believing that almost for your entire life, even if you're going to try to do something else, you're going to think that money is limited, love is limited, and resources are limited. And that's what the scarcity mindset shape you into thinking. But why not look at flip the script and to look at the possibility that there is so much resources in the world. There's gold, there's silver, there's aluminum, there's so much natural resources in the world. And the possibility exists that you can purchase a piece of land, and this is not luck, it's opportunity and blessing. That you can purchase a piece of land, and on that piece of land is buried gold or silver or some natural resources that will needed for this current economy. And then you are able now to put that resource into effect so that you can earn from it. But don't allow your upbringing to dictate to you that you have no money, no love, and resources are limited. The second thing that can affect or that affect our scarcity mindset or contribute to our scarcity mindset is society. Because for many of us, we have so much social media platform. We have TikTok, we have YouTube, we have StreamYard, we have Rumble, we have Pinterest, we have Facebook. We have so much social media platforms, Snapchat, where we constantly compare ourselves to other people on social media and social media platforms. We are comparing ourselves with them. And when we do that, that constant comparison, we are limiting ourselves. We are saying that we cannot do it. We cannot do it because this person is more successful than me. So we allow society to push us in a box to say that we cannot do it. And the last thing that we're going to look at is that where the scarcity mindset comes from is fear and conditioning, which basically we touch on portion of it. So our past failures and struggles make us believe that lack is normal. So when we're going to start a business, we're saying, no, I cannot do it because it's just natural. I don't have the resources to do it. And lack is just normal. And I accept the position that I'm in, that I am already in a scarcity mindset. And I can't do no further. I can't do nothing. And so fear and conditioning keeps us into, or it's the avenue by which scarcity mindset comes from. The fourth thing, so I explained to you what it is. I explained to you examples of scarcity mindset. I explained to you where the scarcity mindset comes from. And now I'm going to look at how can we eliminate that scarcity mindset. Because I'm telling you guys, it's limiting you, it's causing you to fear, it's causing you to compare yourself with so many people on social media. It's causing you to not to start your own business. It's causing you not to take on that new project. It's costing you not to even want to do an interview for a better paying job because you are limiting yourself and the scarcity mindset is keeping you there. So how can we eliminate the scarcity mindset? So the first step is awareness. Being aware that you do have a scarcity mindset. Because if you are not aware that you do have a scarcity mindset, you are going to believe that you are functioning on a normal mindset, a mindset that can allow you to take on new challenges, face new projects, take on a new business without any limitation. But if you are not aware that you have that scarcity mindset, then the battle is already lost. So we need to be aware, noticing where you are operating from a fear of lack. First thing, you are operating from a fear of lack. All right. And then after you are aware of it, aware that I have a scarcity mindset, then what I'm going to do now, I have to now replace that scarcity mindset with an abundance mindset. Because on one hand, you have a scarcity mindset. The opposite of that is an abundance mindset. And many people get so caught up in, oh, abundance, abundance, and what does that mean? And I cannot be there because scarcity mindset is holding you. So you are aware that you have the scarcity mindset. Now you have to flip the script and you have to now replace it with an abundance with mindset. And listen what the abundance mindset is in comparison to the scarcity mindset. Abundant mindset believes that there is always more opportunities, there's always more resources, and there is always growth ahead. Whereas the scarcity mindset tell you that there is no more opportunity, no more resources, no more money, um, and no more growth for me. The abundance mindset that you're not going to replace it with is going to say there is always opportunity. There's always more opportunity. If somebody else can do it, then I can embark on that journey and also become successful. Number two is that we're going to believe that there is more resources than that which we think there's none. Against the scarcity mindset that there's limited resources. I don't have any resources. The abundant mindset says there is far more resources that we can access. And we just need to ask, how can I, instead of saying I cannot afford it, start saying, how can I afford it? And when you start asking those questions, what will happen is that people will now provide options for you so that you will understand that you too can have that opportunity. So, and the next thing will is replacing the idea that yes, I can grow, I can develop into a new, in a better person, a person that can think that I am not stuck where I am. I can come from where I am. Many of us are from different backgrounds where we are from a place where, as you see before, a place where we had limited resources, we have limited money, we have limited love, and we tend to be shaped by that. But today we want to break free from that scarcity mindset. So we look at how can we eliminate it. And in a nutshell, I'm just saying we need to be aware that we have that scarcity mindset first thing. The next thing is that we need to now replace that scarcity mindset with is the abundance mindset, which says that there is always opportunities, there is always resources, and I too can access them. All I have to do is stop saying I can't afford it, I can't access it, I can't grow, and says, how can I access it? How can I grow? How can I become the person that I was meant to be? And the final thing that we're going to look at is the actions that we can take today to break you free from a scarcity mindset. Do you want to be to break free from a scarcity mindset? So these are three actions that we're going to do. So the first thing to break free from your scarcity mindset is to take on a position of gratitude, meaning that you're going to practice being grateful for what you have. Practice for being grateful for the things you have. Practice being grateful for just being alive. So the gratitude practice is number one. So we're going to write down three things you already have and appreciate. Just three. Start your day with three things. So instead of complaining, getting up in the morning and complaining that, oh, I cannot do it because I don't have this, I don't have that. Just start practicing. First of all, you woke up in the morning, you have eyes to see, you have ears to hear, you speak, and you have a mouth you can speak. And if you can speak, then that means you can ask questions. And if you can ask questions, your questions will give you answers based on who you ask. So we have to practice gratitude by writing down three things you already have and then start appreciating those things. Once you continually do that on an habitual basis, then it shifts your focus from lack or the scarcity mindset to abundance, abundance mindset. Number two, we have to reframe our language, meaning that we have to speak differently. So instead of saying, I cannot afford this, you have to say, how can I afford this? I cannot afford to start this business. How can I afford to start this business? What resources do I have access to? And you're going to change your question and change your reality. So instead, I can't afford it, you're going to replace it with, how can I make it possible? And when you start asking those questions, I'm certain that persons are going to now point you in the direction of the options that you have. So you're now changing what you are doing now. You are changing your questions, changing your questions and changing your reality. Changing your questions, changing your reality. So instead of saying I can't afford it, how can I afford it? And by doing that, then it lends itself to give you opportunities to present itself, because I'm certain that there will be somebody that will be able to tell you how you can get from point A to point B. How can I grow my finances from point A to point B? How can I start this new project? What steps do I need to take? How can I afford it? Instead of saying, I cannot afford to start this business, I cannot afford to start this book, I cannot afford to start. So you are limiting yourself, and that's the scarcity mindset. But today we are breaking free from that scarcity mindset. So the third action that we can take. So number one action we said that we have to practice gratitude. Where you're going to write down three things, just three things that you have and that you are grateful for. And then you're going to start appreciating that thing. So it shifts your focus from being in lack to be in a position where you're abundance. Because when you look at what you have and you are grateful for what you have, then you shift your mind to saying that I don't have anything. Because we always have something. Regardless of how small it is, we always have something. And when we start appreciating the small things, then it now did start developing over time a mindset that says, I not only have access to lack, but I also have access to abundance. So start appreciating what you have and shift your focus from lack to abundance. Number two, we said we are to reframe our language, reframe how we say things. So instead of saying I can't afford this, start saying how can I make this possible? What can you tell me to allow me to make this possible? And then the last thing now is that I'm going to invest in growth, invest in my growth, invest in growing as a person. So you're going to read more, and once you read, you're going to learn. And when you learn, then you have new opportunities presenting itself, and you take one small action toward your goal. So you're going to read, and in reading, it gives you access to so many things. You can access the entire world by reading, because someone has written a book on particular countries that you probably want to go to. Number two, has written a book on the resources that we have in this world. So you can get acquainted with those resources and see how you can access those resources. Number three, somebody can write a book on how can I start a business. Instead of depending on my 9 to 5, I can now start depending on the possibility of having extra income by doing exploring other options. And you are investing in your growth, and now you're going to take small actions towards achieving your goals. So if your goal is to write a book, you start with chapter 1. You start with your introduction for the book. You start with your title for the book. You start with chapter 1 for your book. You start with chapter 2 for your book. And each day you take a small step towards getting, so you decide that that book is going to be 12 chapters, and you are deciding how long each chapter is going to be, whether each chapter is going to be 10 pages, Then you start writing your first page. Set your title, start writing your first page. I can't afford this. How can I make this possible? So abundance now grows when you step into possibility. So when you make one step, you're going to make two steps. So you write the first chapter, you write the second chapter, you write the third chapter, and then you now move into the possibility of writing the 12 chapters that is needed, and you write your conclusion to the book, and your book is completed. But we have to take a small step towards each goal. So I'm just going to recapture for those who maybe just joined me. So the topic was breaking free from scarcity mindset. Breaking free from scarcity mindset. And we look at the idea of what is a scarcity mindset. And when you live in the belief that there is never enough love, never enough resources, never enough time, and never enough opportunity, and you keep comparing yourself with others, then you cannot see the possibility. So instead of seeing possibilities, you are always worried about lack. And that's just a scarcity mindset. If you find yourself in that, don't get antsy about it, but just identify that you have it. Examples of scarcity mindset in our lives. Money, saying I cannot afford it. I cannot afford this. I cannot afford that. And then we can reshape that and says, how can I afford it? We say with time, we look at time. I'm too busy. I never have time. Instead of trying to manage your day so that you can get at least an hour or 15 minutes to spend on a project that is going to benefit your life and your family life. Opportunities, thinking that others are successful because you got lucky. Stop that thinking. They they are successful because they establish a goal, they establish an opportunity, they do their due diligence and to seek out what they can do in order to make that goal a possibility, and then they go after it, and you have access to that too. So instead of saying others are successful and I am not, you start looking for opportunities to for you to become successful as well. And the third one is relationship. We're holding on to too much toxic person. What I mean by toxic person is that you're a person that will never um, is never encouraging you, a person that will never tell you that you can do it, a person that will never say you can do it and you have resources to do it, and you believe that better doesn't exist. Instead of flipping the script and say better do exist and I'm going to find how I can do it. Then we also look now, where does scarcity mindset come from? And it's three things. You're bringing your society and fear. And you're going in an environment where money, love, or resources were limited. And then you grow up with that mentality that it's limited to me. Instead of saying, okay, I grew up in this environment, all those things are limited. How can I be the first person in my family to break free from this mindset to say that I can access more money, I can access more love, I can access more resources, instead of saying that those things are limited. Society, constant comparison with social media, looking at other persons and the cultural pressure to be like them, instead of being your own person. You are unique. There's no other person like you. Nobody can be like you. You were created and designed for a specific purpose, and it's not comparing yourself with somebody else. The last one, in where does it come from, is the fear and conditioning. Past failures. Many of us, we just stick to, and I know it's not easy. I'm not saying that it's easy. Many of us just look at past failures, past par, past failures and struggles, and it constantly make us believe that lack is normal because of what happened in the past. If you have failed and you're going to fail forward. Use failing as a stepping stone to your next great thing that you're going to do. But don't allow your failure to hold you back. How can we eliminate this mindset? So, as we said before, the first step is awareness. being aware that you have a scarcity mindset, noticing when you're operating from a fear of lack. Many of us are operating from that. Then, because we are now aware of it, then we're going to have to replace it, because you can't identify something and leave it there and think that you are able now to break free from it without replacing it. You have to now replace the scarcity mindset with an abundance mindset. So where the scarcity mindset say, I don't have the opportunity, I don't have the resources, I cannot grow, and there's no money for me, it says you now take a different perspective. How can I accept more opportunities? How can I accept more resources? How can I accept access more money to fund this project that I'm going to start? And then the last part of it now is to take three actions, three actions that you can do today to eliminate your scarcity mindset. Is there anybody that wants to break free from your scarcity mindset? So these are three actions that you can take. Number one, you're going to do what is called um, you're going to do what is called, good afternoon, buddy. Thanks for joining me. You're going to do what is called, first one is gratitude practice. You're going to have a gratitude practice, which means that you're going to write down three things that you already have. We're not talking about things that you don't have. You're going to have three things that you already have. And then when you write those things, start appreciating them. So for me now, three things that I have the ability to be on TikTok, I have the ability to be on social media platform. Um, so you can now start appreciating. There are so many people on the access. Okay, start appreciating the fact that you have those things, and just be grateful for them. So it's called gratitude practice. And when you take that action, you are actually pushing yourself away from scarcity mindset, because many of us are trapped in scarcity mindset. But practicing gratitude on a daily basis by just writing down three simple things that you have. You have fingers, you have toes, you have hands. There's somebody out there that doesn't have a hand, a toe, or one eye, or something. You can use those things to your advantage. So instead of saying, I don't have those things, you start practicing gratitude for those things that you already have. And what this does is that it shifts your focus from your mindset of scarcity to a mindset of abundance, or lack to abundance. So you stop looking at what you don't have and start looking at possibility of how you can access those things. But be grateful for where you are first. Number two is to frame your language. Speak differently. So instead of saying, when an opportunity presents itself, don't just say, I can't afford it. I can't make it. I can't go into this. Start saying, how can I make this thing possible? How can I make this business possible? How can I make this project possible? How can I write this book? How can I make this book possible? How can I do that? Right? And then we'll be able now to see if we can do that, because we're now shifting ourselves from the scarcity mindset to do it. Um, I guess somebody wants a competition. I don't know what this thing holds. Probably my first one. And the third thing now is to invest in your growth. You're going to invest in your growth. What do I mean by that? We learn by reading. We learn by taking on um, advice from somebody else. We learn by watching entrepreneurs, watching book writers. I don't know what project you want to do. I don't know what you want to take on. I don't know what you have been limited or limiting yourself from doing. But you now have to know reframe reframe your language. And instead of saying, I cannot write this book, how can I make this book possible? Instead of saying, I can't start this business, you now start asking the question, how can I make this business possible? When you change your questions, you're now literally changing your reality, because you're no longer limiting yourself to say, I cannot afford this, but you are putting yourself in a position to say, there is a possibility, and I want to access that possibility. Number three, which is the last one, is to invest in your growth, which I just started. Learn, you're going to read, you're going to learn, and then the next thing you're going to do as an action is to make one step towards your goal. One step, one small step. That's all you're asking. So for those who are going to write a book, you need to start with a title of the book. What is the title of your book? When you have the title of your book, you're going to put that down, write it down, as it says, write the vision, make it plain, put it down so that somebody can read it and run with it. So put that down, and when you put that down, start thinking of how am I going to design my book cover. And for some platforms, you can already just design your book cover from there. So you don't even have to worry about that. The next thing now is that how long is this book going to be? Is it going to be 12 chapters? Is it going to be 10 chapters? And it's going to be 12 chapters. What you do is that how long is each chapter going to be? Is it going to be 3 pages if it's a small book, or 10 pages for a bigger book? And then what we do is that we set some time frame in which, in my downtime, I start writing each page. So for each chapter, 10 pages, I start writing page one. And each day you make a small step, writing page two, write page three. By the end of the week, you're at page seven. By the end of 2 weeks, you're at page 14. And then you continue like that. And if you get the burst of inspiration and the burst of energy to go on, you might end up writing more than 3 pages per day, which limits or cuts the time that your entire book, your 120-page book, is going to have. But if you have to do it in increment, because if you don't do it in increment, what's going to happen is that it's going to become so overwhelming to you for just looking at it. Just looking at the project alone, you're going to be overwhelmed to say, I cannot do it. But because we are shifting our scarcity mindset to a mindset of abundance, I'm telling you, many of you watching today are writers. Many of you are entrepreneurs. Many of you are persons who have inventions, ideas that can transform this world. But because you don't see the possibility of how you can shift from where you are, then you are limiting yourself. You said, I cannot afford it. You're saying, there's not enough resources, there's not enough opportunity, there's not enough money to go around. I cannot afford it. Instead of saying, how can I make this possible? So this today, thank you all of you for joining me. I didn't call you by name. Brendan Ashworth is the last one. Maxine, thank you. Shanti, Tamil, thank you so much. I probably can't call all of the names because so many have gone before already. So many have passed by. Uh, Gary, thank you. Thank you for joining me. Um, so, but I just want to encourage you, because the thing is, if we don't encourage each other, then who's going to do it? If you're not encouraging yourself, who's going to encourage you? Somebody else have to take it. So I'm taking this opportunity to encourage you. I don't know what your project is. I don't know what you want to do. I don't know what you want to do in your life. I don't know where the direction you want to go. I don't know where you want to go from here. But I'm encouraging you, don't sit down on that idea. Don't sit down on your invention. Don't sit down on your book. Take the bull by the horn and invest in yourself. Read how you can do it, learn how you can do it, and then take a small step by starting the book. For me, as a digital online business owner, I have the opportunity to access a platform that provides me with a step-by-step training. So even if, because I came into this not being technically advanced or tech savvy, as they would say, because I didn't know nothing about social media platform, advertising or posting on social media platform. I had no prior experience, but because of the system that they have in place, then I was able to access the step-by-step training, which is a training which is video based. And what happens is that you have access to it 24/7. You can play it, you can pause it, you can stop it, you can move on, and you'll be able still to be able to do it. And the good thing is that while you are doing it, what happens is that you see it in action. I could say, oh, I don't have the resources to do it. But they do have options that you can choose from. And you just need to start. You just need to start. So if any person on the line, any person that is on the line that wants to start a new project, that wants to write their own book, that wants to start a business, you just need to read, to learn, and to start taking small steps in towards writing your book, taking on a new project, or starting that business. But don't limit yourself. Don't let scarcity mindset hold you back. Keep going. Keep pushing forward. And for Wisdom Wednesday, our our topic was keep walking, and you can put whatever you want to put at the end. But I chose keep walking because sometimes, because of the obstacles that stand before us, we don't even want to walk. For some persons who want to start an exercise, um, probably just to have better health, instead of sitting at home and say, I can't do nothing, I can't afford a gym. Guess what? You can start walking. Set a pace, 100 steps, come back. Tomorrow you embark on 150 until you keep increasing. And when you do that, what's going to happen is that over time, you're going to be on the list of those who have conquered 10,000 steps. So don't limit yourself. Break free from the scarcity mindset. Keep yourself growing. Keep learning. Keep reading. And when anything presents itself to you, don't say, I cannot afford this. Don't say there's not enough resources. Don't say that other people are lucky and I am not. Those persons that you're looking at, they grow and they learn and they make small steps into starting their own business. So I want to take this opportunity to thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully, I can do this another time. But thank you so much. I appreciate your kindness. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming in for coming in and joining me this time. And I was accidentally press it. We were speaking on scarcity mindset, and I want each of you to recognize that if you are not living with an abundance mindset, you are living with a scarcity mindset, and there's no in between. If you keep telling yourself that there is not enough resources, not enough money, not enough love, not enough growth for me, and other persons can access it and I can't, then that's a scarcity mindset. And I want you to break free from it. And the three simple step is start practicing gratitude for what you have. Write down three things each day that you have and start appreciating it. The next thing you're going to do is to keep appreciating those things. Find three other stuff, write it down, start appreciating it. And it's going to eventually shift your mindset from one of lack or scarcity to one of abundance, realizing that you can access it. Then you start reframing your language. So instead of saying, cannot afford something, you're going to now find out how can I make it possible? So you change your questions, and then it will eventually change your reality. And you keep practicing these things. And the next thing is to invest in your growth. Read, learn, take small steps towards your goal, and watch that book being completely altered. Watch that project completely started. Watch that business started. Because now abundance grows when you step into possibility. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your time. You could have been using your time to other stuff, but please remember, if you're suffering from scarcity mindset, where you say you can't afford things, where you don't have access to resources, you don't have access to money, instead of saying you cannot afford it, start saying, how can I make this possible? And I hope at least one of you would have been encouraged to start your business, start your projects, start your book, and take another step, leap of faith in the right direction. Thank you so much, Everard Edwards. This is my TikTok page and my Facebook page. I appreciate you. And Hassan, thank you for joining me, buddy, and for being a part of it. My time is up, and I bid you goodbye. Thank you so much. I hope we will be able to join this again. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday evening. It's approximately 4:50 p.m. in my neck of the woods. I don't know what time it is. So have a wonderful day, and shift yourself from the scarcity mindset. Break free from that scarcity mindset. Take steps. And one of the steps is to practice gratitude. Reframe your language. Instead of saying, I can't afford it, you start saying, how can I make this possible? And then the last thing is to invest in your growth, where you're going to read, you're going to learn, get some books from the library, read, learn, and start taking small steps towards your goals. And abundance grows when you step into possibility. Stop limiting yourself. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. I don't know what you did to stop by, but I really appreciate you. And have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday afternoon. Keep walking, keep moving forward. Shift yourself from the scarcity mindset to a mindset of abundance. Instead of saying, I cannot do it, I cannot afford this, start saying, how can I make this possible? How can I afford to start this business? How can I afford to start writing my book and do it? Break free from scarcity mindset. I just want to take this opportunity to thank my coach because her implementing these episode, and because she was not able to make it today, I thought I was a drop in and do um, a a part two, or not a part two, but a review of what it means to have a scarcity mindset. How can I eliminate that mindset, and the actions that I can take today to eliminate mindset? Hope it was valuable for you and you can take away something. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you so much.